Hi, my name is John Lee, and tonight I'm presenting on Scenario 8 out of Chapter 5 of Understanding Accounting Ethics, and the title of this scenario is What You Don't Know. And I really like the subtitle for this scenario. It says, "You didn't even know that there was a chain, never mind that someone was yanking it." And I really like that because when someone's pulling your chain, the phrase pulling your chain means they're giving you a hard time or trying to take advantage of you, and I think that is perfect to describe what happens in this scenario. So I'm going to kind of go through what happens in the scenario, and the conclusions the book gives, and which conclusions I kind of came to myself, and what actually happened in the real situation. So it starts off with Kathleen Curry, who's a CPA. She's worked in public accounting for 20 years, a lot of experience in public accounting, and she specialized in business valuations. She found that she really liked that area in accounting. She did audit and tax, but she realized she really liked business valuations. So after 20 years in public accounting, she decides, okay, it's time, I'm going to start my own firm, and she starts her own firm doing business valuations. The other important person in this scenario his name is Jim Lawson. He is owner of a company, a mid-sized company. He has about 20 million in revenues a year and 400 employees, and he is wanting to do his estate planning, and Curry was his auditor in the past for in her prior firm, and so he goes to her new firm and he wants her to do a business valuation for his estate, so he can save as much money as possible with estate taxes and so forth. So with this business valuation, Curry of course accepts it, figures out a price to do the business valuation for him, and she understands that he wants a low valuation to save on estate taxes. So with her knowledge, she's able to give him a low valuation but still be honest with it and something that was legal. And she prepares the papers, has it professionally done, and she delivers it to Lawson. Then the dilemma happens. Lawson doesn't get back to Curry for an extended period of time, a few weeks, and Curry is wondering what is going on, is she going to get paid? And so she calls Lawson up, and Lawson kind of is silent for a while, and then he says, "Well, I thought you were too aggressive in the business valuation. I thought it was too high." And Curry kind of is taken by surprise because she knows that it was a fair valuation, and she's faced with a decision because she is friends with Lawson. She wants to help him out. He has a big name in the business community, and she knows that it'll help her business if she's on good terms with him. So she's faced with, oh, do I lower the valuation to help Lawson out, or do I do what's right, keep it where as low as it can be legally? And so that's the dilemma she's faced with. And so the book gives a few different conclusions or resolutions to this problem. And the first one is that she could have one of her senior managers figure out the lowest possible valuation for each of the parts of his business, and give him a valuation that technically isn't legal for that type of business valuation for estate planning. So that's kind of one of her options. The other options are she can stand by her valuation, explain to him what's going on with it, or the last one is she can just tell him, yeah, I can't work with you, I have to be honest in my dealings. And my conclusion was, I feel like Curry needs to stand by her original valuation, but do it in a candid manner, be cordial with her client. she's friends with Lawson. She wants to maintain him as a client, especially with his name and the friendship they have. But it's very important that she's able to explain to him why she can't lower it, kind of show him numbers, show him maybe examples of other valuations that she's done, other appraisals, to show him why she can't do it any lower, or she could be in trouble with the law. And it's an accountant's responsibility to be honest in their dealings, and if she's found to do something that's dishonest, it'll ruin her reputation and so forth. So I feel like if she can explain to Lawson in a good manner, a good way to treat the client, then that he would hopefully accept her offer. And with that, all of those explanations, if he still wants a lower valuation and she knows that she really can't go any lower, that she should drop him as a client, let that client go, because it's not worth her reputation. It's not worth we've seen this case in many accounting scandals recently, and it's not worth her losing her career over a friend or just a simple business deal to save one person some money. So the book actually tells us what actually happened in this situation, and it's unfortunate because Curry chose the first option. She chose to drop the appraisal, drop the business valuation until it was to a point that Lawson was happy with, and he was happy in the short run. But later, as time went on, a year and a half later, a lawsuit came up because it was uncovered that the valuation was way too low, and it was unfair, and it was just an unfair valuation. So it went to the courts. There was a huge lawsuit, and Curry ends up she has $1 million in legal fees, and it's just a terrible situation for her, along with a career. I mean, that ruins her reputation. So just over trying to help a friend out. So in conclusion, I like the statement, "It is always worth it to make the ethical decision." And with all of the research we're doing in this class, we're able to see that it's amazing what just one small ethical decision, bad decision, can do to your career, and how it's so important for us to always remember what we've learned, and that we always make correct decisions, and then we won't have to worry about having our careers ruined in that sense. And that's my presentation. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks.